whips.
Definitely not a hit, though.
5 piercing for one that hit.
Mm-hmm.
They're they're gonna stay where they are. Basically, they're just gonna continue to pepper you with arrows.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're
Gar,
having fun.
The weird thing I've noticed, by the way, is Elspeth's token is the only one I can't see a health bar on top of.
oh, that's because
Mine's the only one Cassie
yeah,
is on.
because it's covered by.
No, just no health. There's no health bar up there. Everybody else has one except Elspeth.
Oh, I see it.
Well, of course, you're the GM.
So let me see.
10,
I put that.
15, 20, 25.
Okay. Everybody should see it now.
40, and then I will do the flyby help action on to give advantage against this one.
Mhm.
50. Oh, there's one right there. 55.
He's
60.
in the bushes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a matter. Familiar, if it dies, just I'll summon it back again. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
All right,
It's a spirit
Gar,
animal.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Ah, I can't see it. I can see the top of this guy, though. So I will, what's my option here?
Well, if you only see the top of him, you see him, but he has covered then.
Yeah, that's fine. That means I just won't attack him with a thing that requires me to do that.
Just saying.
Yeah, I will then, I'll acid splash him. Cover
Okay.
doesn't matter for, saved. Although, well, I don't know. The other guy took 4 damage and then 2 damage and died, so this might
Dex
work.
save for him.
Yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't for him. It didn't work for him.
They are just stiff as possible. They did not limber up this morning.
So he has taken 6 damage total, as far as I know. 6 damage total from me, anyway.
Again, I'm moving them around because they overlap each other, and I guess I can move them to another layer, but why slow things down? Guard, that's all you're gonna do?
Yeah, no, that was my action and my movement.
Okay, Vashra, you still have the knoll in front of you. Desperate, fighting for its life, and you can hear the distinct twang of arrows behind you as they keep shooting somebody, but you don't know who.
Yeah, I'm just too focused on killing whatever in front of me and raging. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a hit.
That's more like it. And then that +2, so 9.
Why is it not? It's calculating. It should be calculating the damage with your strength. Oh, with your rage.
Yeah.
Okay. I would suggest that whenever you have a chance, add a enrage attack to the list of attacks. That way, you just have to press that, and we'll do the calculus.
Okay.
And it actually has a little. When you open it up in the wheel, it will have a thing like damage because of fire or whatever. And you can say, I don't know, enrage +2, and that'll add it up. Not now, of course, because we don't want to slow things down. But it's a suggestion for the future. Halpert, you are unconscious because you have been spared. So we're going to skip you then. Elspeth, arrows are raining down on you, and at least one managed to hit you. What are you going to do?
Fire back right at this one. And I have advantage on that because the owl, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. There it is. Oh, that's still a miss, though.
Proving that the owl doesn't really matter.
And so it whips. So Oliver, you have one knoll between you and Vashra, and your keen elven ears can hear the missile fire raining in what used to be your bank grants. So you miss one, but hit with the other.
That's right. I hear the noise, but I have to go ahead and finish this up first. But I will go ahead and move a little bit over here, and that's the best I can do for the moment.
Okay. So again, terribly wounded, but not dead yet.
Mm-hmm.
The knoll. Again, the knoll is not very smart. and decides to try to finish off Ashra. He thinks it's its way out. It isn't, but he's stupid enough to think that it is. I believe that's a miss.
No, that's a hit.
That's a hit. For 7 piercing this time.
Okay. Right.
Rounded down is 3, and you already burned your through your
Yeah, a bit for my temporary, yeah. Yeah, there we go. I've created Great Axe in Rage now.
Meanwhile, the attacks from longbows against Elspeth.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a crit.
That's probably going to take me down.
And the second attack. That's also a hit. So 4
Yeah.
points from this, and wow. Yeah,
Yep, I'm down.
you're down. The arrows have been successful.
Oh, nope, that was me clicking that by accident.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
How many hit points did you have?
I had 6 left. I have 10 total.
Did
Okay.
you factor in your?
So the crit took you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: if the crit took him down, then the second shot had disadvantage for him being prone. So the second shot misses, right?
It misses it.
Yeah, because otherwise the second shot would have been a double failed death save. But
So
since he falls down prone, it's a miss.
She does. Yeah.
Yeah,
She falls down prone, and it just
assuming
over
she has greater than 12 AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18 with the shield.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'm just trying to save your life. That's all.
I understand. I totally get it.
Which she did. So Elspeth is also down. That's it for the gnolls, which seem to bark and howl happily as another has gone down.
Going down.
Gar, you see 2 of your companions go down.
All right, first I'm going to move with Gar. Step over Elspeth here. 5, 10, 15. Also, the owl is going to move up this direction. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. There's no gnolls left up here, huh?
No.
Okay. All right, with Gar, I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Okay, so that's a cone.
Yeah, directed down. To get that one that's in the woods, and it's the one directly in front of me.
It's a 15-foot cone, right?
Yep.
Um,
Oh no, it's directed right back towards me. How did that happen?
I'm just gonna.
Tap spell.
So it'll be like that.
Well, that way,
Uh-huh.
that way.
Okay. Yeah.
So, the one that's in the woods right here, and then the one that's right here.
Just to show how it works. That's all. So both of them have to make dexterity saving throws, correct?
I believe so. Let me just
Yes.
double check. Boom, there we go.
What's the DC on that one? 13. Okay, so let's have the headhunter do first. Oh, he does? For half damage.
These fuckers have failed dexterity saving throws every goddamn time, and now.
So one of them fails, the other one succeeds. So you did how much damage?
11.
11. So he takes 5.
Also, the woods are now on fire.
And yes, the woods are on fire.
So, which one got hit?
Both of them got hit because it's a dex save. There's just one got a little cinch, and the other one got, the one in front of you got most.
Okay,
of it.
so yeah, one takes 5 and the other takes 11.
11. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if the guy who's in the woods is still alive, the woods are on fire. And as proven up there next to the camp, these guys are terrified of fire.
That is true. So he's gonna try to make a wisdom saving throw. The one that got hit on the full blast, and he made it. Well, he's not panicked, but he's not going to stay there either. So in his turn, he's going to move to get away from the fire. But that has to happen in his turn. So Vashra.
Yep. So I'm gonna just go and hit the one in front of me. So I found out that there is a space that says rage damage, and I've just clicked that. So it should just totally. Oh my god!
Oh, that's a hit.
Now this should just do it automatically.
There you go.
17. Oh yeah, he's oars the combat. He goes down. How does he go down? What are you? Decapitation? Split them in the middle?
Oh yeah. Cleave in twain. Just cleave in
down by the neck and just go halfway through his body. You have to sort of pull it back out of its guts.
Yeah.
And it collapses into this horrific mess. You can move, or you can stay there. Your choice.
I can't see any enemies,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna stay there.
I mean, you can hear combat to the south. You don't have to see them, but you can hear it because they're not, And you hear the sound of burning and spells, and Gar. You hear a voice what you think is Gar's voice, utter something in Eldritch language. So you have no idea what's going on. So yeah.
I mean,
get that far. Yeah.
Your two friends lying on the ground behind you also ought to be a thing, but you notice what you notice.
They got quiet. So yeah.
I hear more things to kill.
So yeah, Halbert, you're down. Elspeth, you have to do your first death save.
Righto.
Okay, that's one on your favor. Oliban, all your enemies in front of you are gone. They're gone to whatever hellscape you sent them. What are you going to do?
You said the forest here only counts as difficult terrain, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
All right, I'm going to just burst straight on through the forest. So we got 5 feet. Oh, wow, they're actually in the woods here.
Yeah.
And if I want to get up to here, that's going to be 30. I can actually get there in a single move action.
This area has smoke in it because it's like it's being singed and burned by the fire.
Well, he gets the burn there. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Was a 14 hit, actually, should I?
That is in fact a hit.
All right, and the second one for only a mere extra 3.
Oh, yeah. That's a total of 9.
Ollerbin comes swinging on in through the woods.
Yeah. He failed. He didn't fail his wisdom check, but he's smart enough not to stay where it's burning. So you're gonna both of you make attacks on him as he tries to move at least one.
Let's do it. 17.
Oh yeah, that's a hit. Yeah, he doesn't make it. He tries to escape and he's done. But this guy right here is like, well, I am not that courageous. And I'm out of there. See how far he can. Oh, yeah, he can run all the way to the edge of the map. So he's going to do just that. So if anybody has any long range attacks, this is the time to do it because he's running.
So I mean, I can attack him up to 120 feet, and
So
my owl can move 60 feet. So I can, as long as I can see him, I can attack him still.
Yeah, he's running. In the next turn, he will he'll be out of the map. Leave the smoke zone.
Oh yeah.
So what are you gonna do, Gar?
He's still totally there. All right. And then 5, 10, 15, 20. If he's gonna keep running, then Ray of Frost. Slow your ass down.
Oh yeah, that's a hit. For 2 points.
I mean, it's only 2 points, but it slows him down by 10 feet every round. So Even if he goes off the side of the map, we run faster than him. Unless if you just want to count him as dead, that's cool too.
Oh, let's see what happens in this. Whatever everybody else does, because this is very important. You still have death saves to be made. So, Bashra, what are you gonna do? In front of you, there's smoke, and you heard somebody running to the south, and you kind of saw between the branches. You might have seen guard also moving south as well, not as quickly, but still. What are you gonna do? This is difficult terrain, so this is gonna cost you twice your movement. Where you are.
So I can go up to 15 then.
Yeah, every square costs you 10 movement.
Oh,
to get out of the forest.
That's what difficult terrain. Difficult terrain is double movement for every square. So every square is 10 feet of movement.
I got there. That's as far as I got.
At least you can move again if you want to.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay. Halbert, you're unconscious. Elspeth, another death save, please.
Yes. Same one. Let's go.
Oh, you're doing fine so far. Oliver.
Okay, I'm going to take a 5-foot step over here. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I see my friend down there, I think.
You have friends?
So I'm going to go up here because I see 2 people who are down on the ground and dying. And this one is the first one I get to. So I will go ahead and maybe attempt to staunch the blood. So that will be a medicine check. That okay?
Yes. I believe it's a DC. Yeah, you stabilize her.
Hey, I did it.
So slow down 20 feet. So he only can move 10 feet. So let's say he's on the edge of the map. For the purposes of, I don't have any more space to put him in the map, but he's within range. So normally, if they go out of the map, they escape. But in this case, it wouldn't make any sense just to go like, you disappeared. That'll be a bit cheating. So that's what the null does. Gar.
Yeah, I am just gonna go ahead and Ray of Frost him again.
Okay. Oh, that's a miss.
Yep. Also, Owl comes in, flyby, help action. Next attack is a aid. Next attack is an advantage.
Okay, so that would be Vashra. Vashra, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Alright, moved away. Right, there. I will. Yeah, just gonna hit it. Why am I overthinking it? Just hit the thing.
Mhm.
There we go. I hit the
Play
thing.
the barbarian to keep it simple.
Oh, no, that's not great.
Okay. Since everybody's being stabilized, and you're gonna run, this guy's gonna basically run out of speed eventually, and you're gonna pepper him with arrows and axes and all that. Yeah, you get to kill him eventually, right? He's a tough kill, very hardy. He's fighting hard, but ultimately goes down. Clearly not. Probably, and when you kill him, finally, you see that he has blinded in one eye. The description that you were giving, the notch here of the leader of the Null hunting party. Also, in the fighting, you also notice that there are captives here, 4 of them, who are kneeling and have they have basically a cuffs, right? They're chained. They were being prepared to be chained together to be carried. You see to the side those wide beams that are used so that they go across the neck and the hands. Right? They were preparing to do that when you intervened, and got them. So you have 4 captives that look like they're humans from the region. In fact, Oliver, you probably recognize a few of them from the outlying farms. Right?
What about this human right here?
No, this one you don't recognize.
This human right here is Creepo that's been watching us the whole time.
And-
Olarbin will, once they're all safe, just kind of approach and say, "It's all right. We have everything under the control now. I can get you back to the village safely. I'm Olarbin. You remember me."
Master Elf, could we have some water, please?
Yeah, of course.
And they're
of course.
shivering. They're wearing like practically almost no rags, and they're shivering in the cold and the snow. It's not a snow map, so you don't see the snow, but still.
Of course. And Olarbin like literally takes his own cloak off his back, tries to get them closer to the fire, and like tries to move the tent closer. It's like, you need to all keep warm. We'll have to rest for the night, but we should be safe.
Well, that's why there's tents usually. Although the tents really have that intense smell of wet dog,
Mm-hmm.
from the knolls. But aside from that, I mean, you could use them to rest. Are you going to take a long rest here and then move them during the day, or
During the
wait
day
till-
would probably be best. It's like middle of the night now, or at least it was at least dusk.
Yeah. So yeah, you rest. Everybody who was wounded, basically, let me close up my extra windows so I don't slow down my roll 20 even more. It's fully up by next morning.
Okay.
That's a long rest.
Mhm.
And so it takes a while. Please make a survival check to make sure that you can keep the prisoners now the liberated prisoners alive.
Thanks for the assist, Gar. Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Hey,
Now, you were
13.
25.
A 13 is
you were-
near the highest skill check I've made all game so far.
and you basically tear aspects of the tents apart and stuff like that. I'm able to
Mhm.
cloak it, and then you can't carry the tents on top of everything. There's pretty large tents, so you
Yeah.
rip them apart, and that allows you to wrap them up, and it's not comfortable, but it'll keep them alive.
Right.
And you actually manage to make some makeshift shoes as well, so that they don't basically end up having to lose their feet on their way back. Since you know the terrain, you don't have to. Like I said earlier, session 0. Once you learn the terrain, you don't have to make the checks again that you had to make before. So at least there's 2 hexes. Let's go back to the original map. You have discovered this here. This hex and this hex right here are being cleared. All the hexes immediately around Narwhal are known to you. At least the one in Narwhal, known to you, and then this hex is known. So you have now cleared 1 hex, and others will be known to you. I'll tell you whether you know them. At least if you're close to Narwhal, the surrounding areas are easy to know. Once you go beyond them, especially into the woods, that's when you have to do more exploration. Okay.
Right.
So the party moves back to Narwhal. It takes them about a day, mostly because you're dealing with prisoners that are hungry, tired.
Did we remember to grab the head?
Did you grab the heads?
I was unconscious, guys. Did someone grab the head that we're supposed to bring back?
Yeah.
You do regain consciousness by morning, so
Yes.
when you're focused on that, you can go ahead and do it. But
Oh,
Olarbin
Also-
definitely
that's
doesn't
really
even
good.
care.
I also never read the paper. The paper
Yeah,
was
I'm
never
grabbing the
shown to
head.
me, so I don't know anything about this.
I do it automatically. I'm a barbarian.
There you go.
So you have a collection of heads, basically. You have the headhunter and his allies, well, now dead corpses, and you come back. And as you come back, these people have some families in Narwhal, and they go to them, and they basically go to the gateway, which is the closest pub, and they get tea and some other things, blankets and the like. And you go to the Chire Reef to tell them what happened. And it's like, basically tells you to leave. The watch makes accountants of what it is. They tell him, because they're not going to bring the stinking bloody heads inside the building. They just put them in a bag. Once they verify who they are, and they tell you to come in and see the Shire Reef. Like I said, he's an elf, a high elf, and says, "Oh, so you're the new people who attended my notice. I see. Please have a seat. You too, Runt. You can sit as well."
It's good to see you again.
Where do you want
So-
these heads?
Well, they have them outside. The watch made a count of them, and there was a watch sergeant. It's like he nods to them. It's like, "Thank you very much." There you go.
I think
So
Elizabeth is going to stand and light up her pipe. Not bothering to sit.
he doesn't mind. It's like, well, I think there's a matter of payment to be had, right? And he calls in his scribe, and they bring a small chest, and they open it, and they count the gold. It is 200 for the vile beast that was kidnapping our people, and 20 more for each head that you brought. So that would be another 100. You have yourselves 300 gold pieces.
Hey, Reeve, you can just give that to me. I'll pass it out to everybody when the time comes after we've left, okay?
And he looks at you, goes like,
No.
I would never do that.
You wound me.
Oh, I could do more than that. But I do have a proposal. Now that you have proven yourself, if you're willing to listen to it.
I'm always willing to listen to your words.
Some of you are longtime residents of the area might know. In the past, Narwhal had a group of, they were called the Headhunters, who were the people who dealt with bandits and all of this riffraff, right? Which freed the Watch from having to deal with them. Of course, they would collect bounties and the like, but they would do so with sanction from the town of Narwhal and, by extension, the great city of Greyhawk. Sadly, the Captain General of the region decided that he was going to take the old headhunters and retrain them as scouts for the army, which left us without any headhunters. Until now. If you're willing to take that post, as it were.
I make no claim to be a good bounty hunter, but I do what I must, and I will continue to do so. And of course, if I have your blessing to do so, then all the more reason to continue as I am.
Of course. The idea here is that you will continue to do what you're doing, of course, and as long as none of your actions interfere with or go and counter the wants and needs of the people of Narwhal, and of course the leadership of the city of Greyhawk, you would probably be well paid. Common is not my first language. I apologize.
Of course, their wants are my own.
And
what about
I'm
the
sure-
rest of you all?
Now define for me well paid, because I mean,
Well, as you saw, this one particular bounty can net you 300 pieces of gold. Other assignments that I might find out or might direct your way from people who are in need might have different, that's complicated human term, well payment, as it were. It all depends on the job, of course, as you know. But I do believe that starting with 300 gold pieces is a good way to start. If this is the average, you will do well to keep taking these assignments.
Hmm.
No time, I think you would be well rewarded.
I like
Better than
money.
Well, there, the tortoise man here is of a intelligent mind. I mean, I do apologize. That's the right way to speak of your people. I do not have the experience.
I don't care.
Oh, well, I do not wish to insult either way. You do have a name, of course. That's much easier, more
Yep.
personal.
I do.
His name is Gar.
That makes it easier. Sir Gar, Master Gar.
He enjoys games of words, it seems.
Some call them word games.
Some do indeed.
You
And my
have to be
lady-
direct with him.
My lady,
Myself with a half-orc.
well, each to its own, I suppose. But let's start with you then.
Oh, me? Well, it shouldn't interfere with anything I'm doing. In fact, it should only serve to make it more advantageous for me. So yes, I suppose. I will say that if it is required that I journey with this group, you, and she looks at Halbert, will stay away from my coin purse and my betting. And if I take another arrow for that, like you for that again, I expect compensation as well.
Flips her a copper coin. There you go. Flips her another. And for next time.
That's my life is worth a copper. Excellent. Very well. My own fault for not being more specific.
And I believe your name is Vashra, correct?
That's
Heard about you. What do you say? Well-paying job, and it
Well-
would change the attitude of some people around here.
I place no stock in wealth or in gold, but the adventure sounds good. Good fight. Yeah, I'm in.
Very well. Well, thank you for your time. Runt, would you be so kind as to stay for a moment? We need to speak.
Yeah.
The rest of you can, take your winnings. You earned it. And as soon as I have anything for you, then by all means, I will give to you. I send the word with one of the members of the watch. I can't say that I will always be having these meetings with you, as I am a very busy person. But if there's ever a need, my office is open to you.
As always, a pleasure.
Thank you. And you I guess you file out unless you want to ask or say something to the Shire Reeve.
Oh no, I plan to be far away from this gnome getting torn out again. I've heard this before. I don't need to hear it a 50th time. So I'm gone.
So as everybody leaves and they close the door behind you, he waits a couple of minutes and says, "Well, there was a part of the assignment that you haven't yet delivered upon, Runt. Your assessment, as it were."
Individually, let's see, the turtle seems more relaxed than anyone. He seems inclined to move more than is absolutely necessary. That being said, he is a surprisingly effective mage. Let's see, the orc woman is just straight up crazy. Okay, you ain't seen nothing like her wading into a group full of gnolls. It's almost beautiful. The elf chick. God. She bugs me. Something about her I don't trust. And she's about as effective a fighter as I am.
Don't sell yourself short. That's my
I'm
job.
not. That's the scary thing. I'm not. Ollerben, now he's an interesting one. He's I think your route to the others is going to be through him. I think he's I think he's the one they're going to listen to.
Leadership, yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, I did promise you some pay, so he takes a small pouch. It's not much, but it should pay for, say, stay for a week or so and some good ales and something else. Let's not make that much of a habit. Well, let's make it something of a habit. If you have any information for me in the future, well, that could be more coin for you.
Hey, you got it, boss.
As long as you stay out of trouble.
Wait, I thought I was getting into trouble, but I was allowed now.
You know what I mean. You are smarter than that. It's a small
Signed
pouch.
on with the watch.
It's about 10 coins, 10 gold coins.
Ooh, sexy.
It's like, well, this is time for you to go.
Bye now, boss.
Elbeth, as you're going out, you hear familiar scratching in the back of your mind. Maybe a voice that we heard before. Even though the day should be bright because of the snow on the ground, for moments you feel like a shadow sort of covers everything, like a large bird or a cloud that would just cover everything for a moment. But you look up in the sky is clear. Right? It's so cold and there are no clouds in the moment. You've felt this before. In fact, every time you move from place to place, this presence sort of takes time to sort of catch up with you, but eventually does. And yeah, it's here somewhere. And you know it. It knows that you know as well.
Yeah. So I imagine stuff like everything kind of going all shadowed and dark is not the first time it's happened.
No.
I think her way of dealing with this is she just finds somewhere to lean up against, and she shuts her eyes really tight and takes the deepest drag from her pipe that she can, exhales it as slowly as possible, and just like opens her eyes and hopes that it's gone, because oftentimes that will be what it takes.
It does, but this time around, and for the first time, before it's just a feeling, now you hear a voice. A dark voice. It almost sounds like your own voice in your own mind, but lower octave. Almost like you're speaking to yourself. And it says, "Not this time, little bird. Not this time." But it fades. And then everything sort of comes back to normality as you know it. You close, you open your eyes, and it's like, okay, that happened.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Let's see if anybody else noticed. Because this happened the moment you probably were in the line that this happened. No need for for any roles. Let's see if any one of you actually noticed her behavior, or either notice or bother to.
Okay. Perception, you want to say?
No, there's no need. I mean,
Oh,
I don't think she's hiding it. This is if I'm getting this correct, it's a momentary and sudden feeling that she just reacts automatically that way to.
Literally do not know her well enough to notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too self-absorbed to care.
Well, I mean, literally, we fought together once, traveled together for like a day. She didn't talk to me on the wagon ride to Narwhal. Don't know her well enough.
Okay.
Right.
Olderbin might stop and kind of notice and sort of just strike up a conversation at random, not really knowing anything. Just So, well, your pockets are lined now. I suppose there's plenty for you to get now. What was your family name again, by the way, on the Elvish side? I'm wondering maybe I've heard of them before.
Highly unlikely. I actually don't know my Elven side very well.
That's a shame. Well, I suppose at least you know your father's name, or mother's, whichever one.
Yes, my mother was the elf.
Well, if necessary, I could always ask a few people who may or may not know, but maybe we could find out.
It's not that important, I promise. Family is... They are not with me, and that's the important thing.
Well, I think there's some importance to it. You should meet mine sometime. They travel through every 30 years, I think. Maybe you'll get a chance to see them if you stay around long enough.
Sir Ollerben?
Yes.
We just met. Isn't it a little soon to be asking me to meet your family?
Just a pleasant invitation. Like I said, 30 years is a long time. We have time to get to know each other.
No, that's fair. I was just trying to make a joke.
Oh, you're right. I've heard that joke around the village a few times. It's very, very, very amusing. I guess in more localized terms. Well, let me show you around.
Okay, that sounds lovely.
All right, and I will go ahead and just walk around with her and show her the village.
Features of Narwhal. Narwhal is a mid-sized town. About half of it is as a wall, and they're making a new wall which will be finished in a year or time to encompass more of it. It has a couple of temples, most of them to goodly deities. The deity that is most preeminent here is Elona. She's the lady of the forest.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and she is which is interesting because she's the kind of deity that's one of those crossover deities. She's a human deity of Viridian descent, but has allies and friends among the elves and followers among the elves. Most of their priesthood is female, as being a female deity, and she presents herself either as an elf or as a human. So a lot of half elves venerate her. A lot of woodsmen, rangers, etc., and farmers. And as long as you keep, a balance with nature and don't abuse. She has the idea of use. You can use nature, you can harvest from nature, but not abuse to the point of destruction. Other deities, and Oliver, I think is no, you're a ranger, not a druid, right?
Wait, just a ranger.
The ranger. You know that other druids, because rangers also have connections with druid circles, from time to time. Others are followers of Obad High, and they are more of a believer of nature of red of tooth and claw, right? Nature is what it is. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. It follows its own rules, and so there's some conflict there. But most people here in the town follow her. So she actually has a proper church here, or temple. And the second one is Supelor, which is the deity of, which is a Flan deity of the sun. Then
whichever one just worships, because who hates the sun? Honestly,
I do.
I was gonna say,
get out.
Yeah.
Of what?
And there are
The
others.
sun?
There's, for example, in Village Square, essentially, there is a shrine to multiple deities. Right? People have like little statuettes and stuff like that. There's out just outside town. There's another shrine to the deity of roads. So there's multiple, but the two biggest temples are of Pelor and Elona, and Elona being the principal deity. We're going to even say the patron deity. The town has a lively market, usually in the summer, and it's several hundred people, mostly human, with a mix of half elves and elves as well, and the occasional halfling and the like. So there's that. So again, if you wishing to rent a home or get a place to live, there's other inns and the like, right? There is the Prancing Unicorn, which is an actual inn, and the Bull and Cow, which is another pub / inn in the area. So if you're looking for, most of the inns and pubs, etc., are not either high class or low class. They're mostly working class.
They probably just have the common room, like they shove the tables out of the way, and it's like, yeah, you can sleep here.
Yeah, there's no high class, here. This is just a town. There's some people that are more well off. In fact, most of the people that are well off actually live outside of town in manor houses or in farmhouses rather than in town itself. You come to town because that's where the trade and other things are there. So no mansions and the like. So you have the gateway, you have the Bull and Cow, and you have the Prancing Unicorn as places to visit. One is a pub, and the other ones are inns and the like. So if you're looking for that,
so many places for you to get drunk at.
alcohol is not my vice of choice. And she kind of like flicks her pipe, which is now pretty much empty. So she just kind of flicks its ashes and stuff onto the ground.
Well, if you're anything like anyone else in this town, it will be eventually.
That is
It's not quite
probably
a
the
lot
most
of people
depressing
wanna
thing
go
I've
on
experienced all week, and I was nearly killed.
there's also an apothecary. Check my notes over here to make sure I have that. So if you're looking for not libations, but sincerely, potions and the like, that would be a place to go.
I'll tell you what. Since we're out and about, I would like to pick up a couple of things. If I'm going to be doing the cooking while we're traveling, I'd like to get some proper equipment for that instead of just roasting over a campfire.
That would be a
And
fine
if-
idea.
Yes, and if there's anywhere in town I could refresh my, tobacco reserves, that'd be good too.
Well, we'll see if the general store has any.
You know that the apothecary is run by Lydia Sadrian. She is of Sewell descent. Sewell. And, because you've been here for a while, that essentially she took over her father a couple years ago. And now she's running the store. Father's apparently still very much alive, but elderly, for a human, of course. And so that's what. So if you're good looking for things like tobacco or anything else, she would probably be the person to go to.
Mm-hmm. Then it is she we will go to.
Mm-hmm. You ring, you open the door. There's a ring, and she comes in, and there's a young boy. At first, you might think of him as a child that maybe of the owner, but it's just somebody who helps out. Like Timothy, who is it? Like, oh, mistress, we have some business here. So costume. Like, I'll be right there. Ask them what they want. Open them some tea or something. Right, mistress. And there's a boy about 8 or 9, right? Really, technically he's a man already, because after the age of 7, he would be a man. And he basically was like, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking to get some tobacco for my pipe, and I heard mention of some tea, so I'll take some of that too.
Oh, right. Right.
Yes, young one. Oh, you're getting very tall, might I say.
Thank you, myself. And he goes and he gets a pot and he, serves. And as he's pouring it, Lady Lydia comes out. Long black hair. She's wearing, work clothes and tunic. Like, good morning. Oliver, been a while.
It has. The hunting isn't always great during winter, but I brought you a new customer.
Oh, she bows. Mistress, what can I do for you?
Well, as I told the child, I'm looking to get some more tobacco for my pipe, preferably a long journey's worth, because that seems to be what will be going on soon.
Very well. Long journey, that'll be several silver, say 3. At this time of year, of course, getting tobacco is kind of hard, especially from the south. But I still have some on my reserves. Father loves that. And she says it like, one of those bad habits. Right? Like,
Tell you what, I'll do you a favor. I'll buy the rest of your stock, so that way he is not indulging. It seems you're not interested in that, and I will have enough to get me by.
Okay, I expected 5 silvers then, and she brings a small box which has a couple of bags in it. It's like, here you go. You can keep the box.
Oh, thank you.
And how can I do for you? Maybe some libations, some spices, perhaps, or maybe you're willing to put some money on a potion or 2.
Well, now that I actually have the money to come back to you for it, and instead of trying to assemble a bunch of hides myself, I figured I'd come to you for a good tent.
Well, actually, she's the apothecary.
Oh, she's the apothecary.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
You mentioned
probably
potions.
used one after last time. I'm going to be doing more dangerous things around here. I probably need at least one. So I'll go ahead and just pull out the sack of coins I just got and just go ahead and pass that right on over again.
Well, I bet that you guys, how much you have from the total? You guys split it evenly, I take it?
Yeah, so 60 each. And I think they're like 50 just straight out of the DM, straight out of the
handbook.
Handbook.
So it's a common item. It heals 2d4 plus 2. Let's see how much it costs. Healing potion. Might be.
Should be 50.
Should be around 50. So she's gonna give you 445 because you're an old custom.
Oh, always the generous sort.
Yeah.
I appreciate it every time.
So 1 potion of healing, 2d4 plus 2. The lady could also use someone. I also have perfumes, but they are tad expensive, I have to admit. They're very hard to come by and takes me quite a while to produce.
I'm not too worried about my fragrance.
Well,
But you mentioned spices before. I can't say I'm super experienced with cooking, but I'm looking to be.
oh well, I can. Are we looking for something mild or something strong?
How about both?
Both, then. Let's say gold, for each. And she basically two small baggies. Basically, she measures them, and one is reddish, another one is orange.
Mhm.
This one, the orange one, is more salty, you see, but the reddish one, it's more sweet, bittersweet in a more caramel kind of way. I would not mix the two, though. They tend to cancel each other out and gives them a bland taste. So
That is good knowledge, thank you.
and she puts them there. So 2 gold.
And she'll pay up.
And anything I can do for you?
Well, it's always a pleasure coming to see you.
Oliver,
I'll be sure.
may I ask you, I'm not trading. Do you know about this strange fellow that arrived a couple of days ago? A man, well, I don't want to be rude.
The
a
tortoise man?
Yes, that fellow. Yes, I heard some rumors, and he points at the kid who's sitting on a stool. It's like, I heard some rumors about a giant turtle invading our town. It's like, that's not what I said. I said that grown-ups are talking. And I was curious, and then I heard that you were seen talking to this turtle.
He traveled into town with me. Didn't say a word on the trip. Hardly said a word except to talk about someone else's words. I don't know what you want to know about him.
And where does this fellow hails from? Again, we don't, aside from actual turtles in the river and such, the speaking kind is, well, unique, I suppose, to him now here.
I'm afraid I know as much as you do on that front.
If you've ever had the pleasure of talking to Halberd and him giving you the runaround, you'll definitely love Gar.
Oh,
as his name
you
is.
will love him if that's your fancy.
I doubt they'll get a straight answer out of him for another year, but as soon as we do, well,
In all fairness, we didn't ask a straight question, though. That might be the key.
I never had the pleasure of, well, speaking, but it's never been a pleasure to speak with Albert.
well, at least his fingers don't seem very sticky, unlike our little friend. So there should be no problem, at least on that front.
Well, if you need any more custom, be sure to come by, and of course, you're more than welcome. I will tell you, mistress, when I get more spices or tobacco, I will certainly let you know.
I would love that.
Very well.
Well, with what will be put through, I'm sure we'll be coming back plenty. I'll see you later today.
So you are planning to get a cooking kit for preparing meals. Anyone else plan to buy anything while they're in town?
Yeah, I want to get a tent.
I'm
Okay.
planning on looking for some potions at the very least.
Okay. So as Elspeth and Oliver are coming out, you're coming in. And yeah, it's like, and you're coming in, and you get side-eyed by the kid, like,
Speak of the devil.
And he's like, his eyes are, you know how it is, like when somebody thinks that you're gonna chop live the entire, thing, and they're kind of chasing around with the eyes. He's doing that. So
Hi, Billy.
that's not my name.
That's okay, Billy. Need some potions. Is herself around?
Yes, and Lydia basically looks down over the counter. It's like, oh, you need some potions. I suspect that you have actual money this time around.
Plenty of money.
Ah, and how many potions do you need and what type?
Well, I need some potions of healing. What are they going for?
For you, 55.
Oh, you're really going to be like that?
They're rare.
All right, I'll take that one back there.
And she just steps out and grabs it, but she does it in a way that she actually doesn't turn your back to you. It's like, and she knows where it is. Like, just the one.
Just the one. That's fine. And let's see. Oh no, you're an apothecary. You wouldn't have any of that. Okay, so I'm gonna hand you over $50 now. Here's 50 gold.
And
I'll take my potion. Oh yeah. Okay. There's
good.
5 more.
Thank you. Now anything
Okay,
else?
bye.
Bye. And you hear like from the corner like bye.
Bye, Billy.
Does anybody else do any more shopping? Nope. Okay. Yeah, it's an introductory adventure. This one has been rather short and to the point. And also, I believe that Shay has to leave for work. So she has Shay. So let's do the rundown of your characters again. Reintroduction of your characters. And to see if you actually fulfilled any of your bonds or ideals or personality traits.
Okay. I'll go ahead and lead us off. Hey everybody, I played Olerbin the Swift, the Wood Elf Ranger. He's the cautious and flighty sort. Who thinks that the younger races need protection and guidance. He's friends with all hunters and pathfinders, and he doesn't understand the point of money.
I think that certainly fit your bill when you handed out your entire money to your guards. Like, yeah, here I have my money. So yeah,
and I'll do it again.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
Okay, so I'm playing Vasher the Half Orc. The bonds are I am the last of my tribe, so it's up to me to ensure their names enter the legend. And there's no room for caution in a life lived to the fullest.
You were a bit cautious when you were approaching the Knolls at first, so yeah, no, that didn't ring through this time around, but something to consider in the future.
Yeah.
Opponent, let's talk about you.
Well, I've got a joke for every occasion, especially those occasions where humor is inappropriate, and sarcasm and insults are my weapons of choice. Material goods come and go, bonds of friendship last forever, and I can't resist a pretty face, I guess.
Oh, that's certainly where we're fulfilled this time around. So,
Elspeth literally told you to stay out of her bed.
I know. Giggity.
And Gar.
I don't know. Did I perform a great deed?
Really?
Really? So standing over the collapsed bodies of 2 people and protecting them with magic?
Oh, well, then you got to make the argument for it, you know?
I don't know. I had to ask first. I don't know if it's an argument until you say no, and then it's an argument.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing I got. Literally, my other 3s are all, hey, a mystery is good. Well, this wasn't a mystery, so nothing. I got nothing. So if this was considered a great deed by sacrificing every turn to give everybody else advantage, then that's all I got.
Close enough.
You help save the villagers.
There you go.
Yeah, I sold my soul for knowledge. I hope to do great deeds and win it back. So, literally, that's all I got. Is this a great deed or not?
Okay. Elspeth.
And what are we doing? Just going over The
Name,
bond?
Just
bond,
the
something.
outro.
Yeah, just the outro.
All right. Well, my bond is that there's evil in me. I can feel it, and it must never be set free. We sort of alluded to it existing, and I didn't set it free, so I guess yes.
And Bashra?
Oh, I've already gone.
Oh yeah. So considering your fulfillment of bonds and your goals and the creatures you killed, the party gains a total of 660 XP to be divided equally among you, which should put you probably past half, a little over half of what you need to get to second level.
132 XP.
Yep.
Yeah.
150.
Oh, where do you keep track of it on this sheet?
Under
Up where it
experience
says
points.
Top right
experience point.
front page.
I'm sorry, I heard 3 people at once.
So a little less than that. So yeah. So you need 150 because it's 300 to go to second level. So yeah.
Oh, when you hit the gear icon, I see now.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's what we had for today. I hope you guys had enjoyed it. Probably you'll have a little bit more to do, right? I this was a little more guided, if you will. Let's be honest, railroady, because to introduce you to every characters and to get get it to heat it up. But once in a while, basically what's going to happen is because you're now accepted the role of headhunters, I'm going to give you a series of missions that are going to be there and rumors and the like. You get to pick where you want to go and explore and open up like that. Like
I picked the one that gives us heads.
There are some major goals, but in order for it not to overwhelm you, they will be something that you'll sort of hear rumors about, etc., and then build up to those, right? Or like, oh yeah, there's the BG, big bad guy that will kill you just by looking at you because you're not level ready yet. So there'll be several adventures available, hopefully. And and basically many of the early adventures are going to be, go do this and you get a remuneration. But as as things build up, there will be probably more things as well, right? You'll hear rumors and you get, as you integrate yourself into also the lives of the people in Narwhal as well, they get to know you as well, and hopefully they will,
We need to specialize in like manticores and hydras and generally creatures with more than one head. Ettins.
Yeah, so that will be the thing. So I hope everybody had a good time, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Yep. Thanks for running. Thanks again for coming. Everyone, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, buy the plushies, everything, and be sure to join us Sundays and Wednesdays for more tabletop games.